Take two. So yeah, I got a little bit long-winded a minute ago, so I want to try to make shorter videos so that you can get what I'm saying. But yeah, I was thinking about respect and what that actually means, because I think if we all really understood what respect is, then things would be a little bit easier also. Like just existing together, like knowing that we're not more or less important than anyone else is a start. Not trying to be better than other people, not feeling like we're not as good as other people. So yeah, that's one thing. That's like true humility. The definition is knowing that we're no better or no worse than anyone else. That's true humility. But like self-love, that's part of it. But also realizing what kind of things that you learned that just don't make real sense overall. Like maybe they made sense, or maybe you were just used to it. You know what I mean? Maybe you're just used to thinking a certain way or feeling a certain way or being around certain people, certain types of people. And so you thought that was normal. And then one day you wake up and you realize that it's not really the life you want. And so you decide to start over. And it's always a little scary, to let go of the familiarity. Familiarity. And to let go of what you thought it could be, or what you thought it was, because then you saw the truth. You saw the truth of what it was, and you can't unsee the truth. I mean, it's your truth, though. So other people still might not see it the way you do. But however you see it, however you feel, that's the truth. And if someone else doesn't see it that way, then maybe you're just, I mean, you're not on the same page, and that's it. You just don't see it the same way. But there's so many other opportunities. There's so much else to see. It's like, if you just take that step to honor yourself and not like hold on to, I mean, you can still care about people, but not holding on to the situation or people because it's just not for you. No matter how much you wanted it to be. Yeah, there's been a lot of times where something looked away to me like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome, this is the best, I can't wait for, like, I know that, like, I know that this is right, and like everything was in place, and then it didn't feel right. And it just, I just knew that even if it was what I wanted at the time, like, during that time that I was in it, it felt right for a while. And it helped. And during that time, I changed, even just a little bit. Like, even if I changed just a little bit, that was enough to change what I wanted. Change what I wanted. I mean, it sounds like I'm asking questions to you guys. I'm not. I might be asking myself a little bit, but I'm just trying to find the right words. And that's what that question was like. Is that the right word? I don't know. So, but okay, so I'll go back to when I was engaged. Like, I really thought that was it. And I thought that I was gonna get married and have kids, and it was really awesome for a while. But we both changed a little bit. And we just weren't on the same page anymore. And it didn't feel right anymore. It wasn't right anymore because of the changes that occurred within each of us. And it may be partly because we weren't really ready, like, anyway, at the time. Neither one of us was ready for that. But it's like, I'm thinking back, and I had this image of who he was and who he could be. But that's not really love anyway. Like, seeing someone's potential and trying to encourage them to reach that potential, that's fine. But when you're trying to force it, when you're trying to change somebody else, that's not love. So, and like when they're also, when if they're trying to change you, and like, then it's not love. So communication is different than trying to change somebody. But a lot of us don't know the difference. I mean, I know that I didn't for a long time probably know the difference. And it just caused pain and disappointment. But once I had the courage to say, this is really not what I want, and then leave it, there was always something else. So it's another experience. And I just kept going. And a lot of times it was really hard to keep going. And my ignorance, my naivety, my mindset caused me a lot of grief. It got me into a lot of situations that were very painful, even traumatizing, dangerous. You know, and sometimes fun. Sometimes there's always a little bit of joy in all of those situations. But it was never really quite right. Like, nothing was really quite right. And I think it has a lot to do with my internal state, my mental, emotional, and spiritual state, my inner state. Because I guess what's on the inside, or your outer world, reflects your inner state. So when your inner state is calm and peaceful and accepting and loving, then your outer world will reflect that. I'm not saying that there's never going to be any disagreements or arguments or drama at all, because other people have that and it will try to come to you. But you'll be able to see it. So I'm realizing that because I didn't give up, because I didn't let all of that pain and anger and negative thinking and self-criticism, because I didn't let that take complete control over me, because I always had a little hope and I always had God and I always prayed and I always knew that it doesn't have to be this way, that there is happiness, that I was going to find it and I was going to find the truth. I didn't give up. And now, I mean, my life isn't exactly the way I want it to be yet, but it's pretty close. And it's getting closer. And I'm just so grateful. Like, I know all that pain was worth it. Everything that I've been through was worth it because I finally looked at it. And I finally learned what I needed to learn from it. And mostly, I learned how to love myself lately by looking at everything and it's so beautiful to look at everything and know that I came out of it and I'm stronger and more loving than ever before. Like, I have this understanding that I wouldn't have if none of that happened. So, whatever you're going through, whatever pain, whatever words you're telling yourself, take a step back and really see what you're saying so that you can dissect it, so that you can look beyond that and be above it and know that it's behind you if you let it be behind you. And you can find that peace. I'm really feeling the Holy Spirit right now. Actually, I saw like some blue-violet lights going by when I started that. So I think it's good. I think I'm on the right track. And I really, I just want to share my story to hopefully give some people some hope. Because I know that there was times in my life where I felt hopeless. I was praying to die. And I realized that I don't want to yet. I don't want to die yet. Because life is just starting to get interesting. Well, more interesting and more fun. And I just want to enjoy it and share whatever I can share with whoever wants to accept it. So yeah, and I guess I have a lot to say. But yeah, it's okay. That's just me. I like to talk. But have a good night, guys. Just be encouraged that no matter where you're at, no matter what's going on, you can make it through this. You will make it through this. And you'll be better for it. So, have a good night.